Okay, what's the other one? How to do a wheelie. Requirements for to learn how to wheelie. I would say a dirt bike, just because they're so much easier and like to learn on. They're heaps light. They're geared for it. Motor wheels or dirt wheels. I mean, we pretty much learnt with dirt wheels, so that was really better because you can just go on grass. And if I don't know, originally it did feel better that going on the grass. Like if you stacked it, it's squishier than bitumen, and the wheels are bigger, so you have more acceleration compared to these. I guess it depends on your gearing.
Adjust your brake pedal so you can actually get your foot on it.
Yep.
Mine was always too high and I couldn't get my foot on it properly.
Oh yeah, adjust your clutch so it grips way out. You don't want to have to pull it all the way in to be able to engage the clutch. So like my clutch grips, actually I'll just show you. That's pretty much all we need. We need a bike that works. We need a clutch that's something like this. So it grips, nothing until it's like pretty far out. Hopefully you can see that. Which means that when you're doing a clutch up wheelie, which we reckon is the best and easiest way, you only need to use that last little bit of clutch. Because you just gotta go, rah. That's it, let's try.
I think you should get on and demonstrate.
So, you probably watched Jake the Garden Snake's video on the same thing. We've used the same method. Just watch his video like 1,000 times, and then watch Crawley videos 1,000 times to get keen, and then come to the middle of nowhere like this, and try. So when we first started, we kind of, like, make sure you always feel your brake. Be used to pressing the back brake, because, I don't know, if you look at a lot of YouTube videos, it's always people doing backflips. But in reality, it's really hard to do that. So yeah, originally we started off doing like revving and then you go like that, like just letting out the clutch, letting it grip, and then of course, as long as you got grip, it'll come up. But that's actually like the scariest, and well, it's not the scariest, but it's the hardest way to learn. You get used to doing that because you're going slow, it feels safe. And that's first gear, and so I know, don't do that. So forget what I just said. Next thing you do is go really slow, use one finger on the clutch. So like, you're kind of doing, I'm going to stop because I'm retarded. You're doing the one finger clutch because you only need to make it slip, you don't need to make it completely change gear. You just need to pull it in a little bit, give it the beans, and let it out, but keep the gas on. So like, so let the clutch out completely, put one finger on the clutch, like this, and then just give it a bit of gas, and then flick the clutch. Make sure no traffic's around. So first gear is still harsh, but you want to go slow because you're new, and you don't want to be going fast and crash. So you go slow. Oh yeah, and make sure you're wearing gear. Okay, so you cruise along. On this thing I'm doing like, what, 15 to 20 k's an hour in first gear, and you just, you can do it yourself I guess, just holding the clutch a bit, and see it'll slip. So I guess go. Oh god, not changed gear yet. Straight away, get used to just doing little things like that, like in first gear, so you can go slow, you brake, then you slowly get up higher and higher until you kind of get used to, I don't know, the feeling. Let's go down this way. So then you change into second gear. Second gear is the exact same situation, just going a little bit quicker. So I'm now doing about 30. Touch the brake, make sure you're not going to backflip, and do the exact same thing. Go. Okay, maybe not that hard. It's actually hard, like, not to do it properly nowadays. Okay, so second gear, go about 25-30 k's an hour, and yeah, you're just gonna clutch, gas, let go clutch, like that. And that's the hardest part about doing a wheelie, is getting the timing right, because if you don't give it enough, you're just gonna go up a little bit. There's really not, it's all about like how long you hold the clutch for, so it builds up revs, and then when you dump it, it's got the power to bring the front wheel up. So I don't know, it's one of those things you just have to keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. Like when we first started, we did it for about 6 weeks without getting up proper high.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And we were keen to go slowly and not rush it, like happy to go slow and just not backflip it.
We really didn't want to do backflips and wreck our bikes or anything, so we just started going real slow. Oh yeah, another thing that changed my wheeling a fair bit was when I was doing a wheelie, I was focusing on the mudguard or like the dash, like the front of the bike, instead of looking like in the horizon. You have to kind of look through the bike. I don't know if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Look far ahead. It's like what they say about sort of cornering. Like the further ahead you're looking.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the balance is better.
So yeah, go slow. Take your time. Just flick the clutch. Practice that. Go in second gear. Just go constantly. Just keep doing that until you get comfortable with that. Once you're comfortable with that, then it's more about trying to get the wheel higher and higher and higher. Because once it's high enough, you can balance. And don't be afraid of it flipping out, because like we've been trying to do wheelies for ages, and it's never really gotten to the point. I've had it once where I've gone, holy shit, I actually had to touch the back brake. But I guess it all depends on like if you're in first gear and you're like pinning it and then dropping the clutch, then yeah, you probably will. But yeah, don't be afraid of doing a backflip, because 99 out of 100 you're not going to.
I think I had one scare on the WR in like 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're going to do it on the dirt or on grass, if you're on dirt wheels, make sure you got really low PSI. Otherwise it'll just, it won't grip. It'll just spin. It's pretty hard. Okay, so let's say it's now been, 6 weeks, and you're happy with doing second gear wheelies, and you're getting up pretty high. So you're doing something like this. And then you're getting to the point where you're like, well, second gear isn't long enough. It's running out. Or even in first gear. You then need to try change gears. So firstly, like anyone, you can change gears on a dirt bike or on any bike just by letting off. See? No clutch. You just let off the accelerator a bit and you can whack it up through the gears, no problem. So doing that through wheelies is the exact same thing. You just do the same old wheelie. And because I'm modulating the throttle, trying to keep the wheel at like a balance point or near it, when I let off a little bit, I just put some pressure on the gear stick and it changes gear. Yeah?
Yep.
And the next lesson that I can't do yet will be how to go around corners. Yeah, one day. Oh, that's another thing. Try when the wheels come back down to floor it, so your bike doesn't go boom on the ground and then you have to replace fork seals like someone.
Yeah, I know.
Twice. It is part of the learning.
Budget for fork seals.
Yep. So what were they worth on a WR? $200?
$200, yeah, replaced at a workshop.
And then,
especially for a road bike, because they're I think they blow easier. Like the Gixxer went pretty quick.
yeah. And they're what, $250 for both if you did two.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you have it on a dirt bike. That's pretty much it. Try to get higher and then just cruise. What I'm trying to do nowadays is more sit at the balance point and not need to change gears, and then just change gears when you need to, because then you have like epically long wheelies. The next step is
Random.
Yeah, is doing it on a sports bike. So like me doing the same thing on the R1 is a completely different story. On this thing, all the power is from like 0 to about 60 k's an hour. That's where most of its power is. On the R1, it's more 80 to 300 or something stupid. So if you want to do the same kind of shit on a sports bike, you have to be moving. So on the R1 in first gear, I have to do about 70 k's an hour to be able to do a decent clutch up wheelie. And even then it's scary as fuck. So yeah, if you're going to learn and you've already got just a sports bike, borrow a mate's super motard or a dirt bike. Makes it heaps easy to learn. Shit! What else do you need to know about doing a wheelie?
Like you say, it's just timing. You can, and just learn to pop it up. Like even on these things, you can just pop it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, eh?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, once you've learnt that method, it works on any motorbike. It'll just be at different RPMs. So, if you look at Jake's video, the way he does it is he cruises along on the bike and keeps, to find out where you have to, I don't like really doing that, because then you start to think about it too much. Because if you're trying to, like, if you're thinking about, I need to put the clutch in, I need to rev it, and I need to drop the clutch as soon as the RPM reaches a certain amount, that's like too much to think about. You just need to like listen to the bike and try it at different RPMs. Like, if you're going really slow, you go, oh yeah, so he comes up a little bit, and you go, wow, that was a wheelie. And then,
yeah, pretty quickly, like 3 or 4 movements, just ends up feeling like one, and you just go, rah, and it's just your hands do the same thing, same time.
yeah. So yeah, find a good place to try where there'll be no police that will ruin your day. Make sure you got enough fuel. Make sure your fuel cap's on and you don't get covered in fuel when you do a wheelie. Make sure you know how to use your back brake, like how it's just easy to apply. You don't need to like just touch it if worst comes to worst. Test in first gear. I mean, a lot of people say don't do first, but it's a good way to learn while going really slow. It's fucking, if you can do it in first gear, second gear is a lot easier.
I think especially on dirt bikes, first gear you can do, and it's forgiving. It's like,
yeah.
if you're not covering the brake and you just roll off the throttle, there's so much compression in first.
Yeah, that's no problem. So second gear, about 30 k's an hour. I'm proud just looking at the truck. Oh! God damn it. I changed to 5th gear too late. So there you go. That's what you can eventually do, and then hopefully a bit better.
This would be a nice stretch here, a little bit uphill.
Yeah, actually that's another tip, eh? Try learning on like a bit of a gradient going uphill, because you can do it a little bit slower, and I don't know, it just seems easier on uphill. I guess because you're not speeding up heaps. It's more about balancing than. Oh yeah, I can do it from 3rd gear. So on this thing, 3rd gear, you need to be doing about 45 or something. Oh, I'm getting blown! The whole time I was like slowly going that way, so fuck me. It's probably that plane pushing me over. Anyway, that's how you wheelie, according to Bruce. Aussie R1. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, chuck them down below. That's about it really. Go do some.
That's probably the biggest thing we learned. Hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you don't need to go and try to do a 2nd to 5th gear wheelie the first day. So just get used to the wheel coming off the ground first, and yeah, just take your time. Practice every day on the way to work. No, I probably shouldn't do that. Get pulled over and get a $265 fine. Okay, one thing I didn't mention, I'm gonna have to cut this in, was remember that guy that said put your legs behind your bike?
Yeah.
And like dangle your legs, and then yeah.
I tried that for ages.
We tried that and wasted a lot of time trying that, and yeah, don't do that. I mean, maybe if you're like 6 foot,
Yeah.
or like 7 foot, if you're fucking tall, it's probably fine. Or if you're trying to do it on like a Honda 50 or some shit, it's probably fine.
Like a 125 motocross.
Yeah, but on, a WR450 or a TRZ 400, it's just not possible. Don't bother.